Well, hello again, and welcome to another Michigan Military Technical and Historical Society Museum vehicle restoration video. So this will be our first video of 2025, and we're out here again working on the Model T, trying to get the Model T at least cosmetically done, if not running, by June, because we've been invited to participate in a U.S. Army 250th birthday event here at a local installation. So kind of kicked us into gear here, and we're trying to figure out how to do this. Right now, we've got a lot of stuff we still need to buy, and the budget is tight. The museum lost some grant money this year, and right now our number one priority is fixing the museum roof. So the vehicle's kind of in the back taking a back seat to that, and so just kind of trying to get stuff done and see what we can do with what we already have on hand. So we'll kind of walk over here. I've been working on the driver's area. Basically, I took the whole thing I had built last year and took it apart, removed it, because I've been looking at the photographs, and originally I had this base much narrower. I think it was it was even with the sides of the gas tank. And looking at the photographs, I've spent some time this winter just kind of staring at the pictures, and it looked in the pictures like the seat base and the bed base were the same width. So I took that apart, remade it so that it's the same width. I think it looks better myself. And I also had the seat. Here was my original mark for the seat, and it looks like the seat in the photograph was actually almost all the way out to the edge, if not even with the edge. So the driver's seat itself is going to become substantially wider, which will also make it much easier to get in and out of the vehicle. The big thing, today's project, was the floor. So we built the seat base, got that put in, and with the additional width, I went ahead and made these two little pockets on either side, because I don't care if you were a soldier in World War I or a soldier in World War II or a soldier today, having places to store stuff is always welcome. So I figured, since the seat base was the width, and I had these left over from the original seat base, I went ahead and used them to make these little storage compartments on either side of the gas tank. Finally got, originally the floor was about this width, and it just didn't look right, because with this, in the image, in the photographs, you can see this cowl, and there's a straight piece that comes down. So I put a plumb bob on here, and I dropped it down and figured out where the edge would be. And then I went ahead and I just made this entire floor section and then trimmed it out, and then made it so that this piece here, which is now stuck, of course, but this piece here will come out. So because for those of them on the Model T, there's two lube points, one for the U-joint back here and one for the drive shaft. So so you need this section of floor will fairly easily pop out. You can get to those two lube points and quite easily. Kind of had some issues trying to figure this out. I had to make the floor taller. When I had the original floor mocked in there, I did not have the engine in there, and the transmission was a little bit taller. The bell housing back here was a little bit taller than I remembered, so it was kind of rubbing. So I ended up making the floor a little taller, and right now I think everything kind of fits. Now the big thing is I got to figure out how to make these two sides. The one vehicle I have pictures of, it looks like they were made out of canvas, and the other vehicle looks like they may have been made out of steel. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with that right now. So, but I figured before I went in the house tonight, got cleaned up and ready for tomorrow, shoot a quick video here. You can see what we've gotten done. I kind of like this. I think it's going to look good because then once I make this piece, it'll come straight down. It'll meet up with this corner. This angle is fairly close. We'll have a regular cowl. We got the brackets here for the cowl lights. I got to figure out what I want to do with the windshield. In most of the pictures, it looks like that there was no glass in these. There was just a steel tube. So I don't know. It's looks like I just need. I'm guessing I'm just going to get some 3/4 inch conduit and just bend something up that kind of matches the top bows. Those of you who remember the top bows, our last video from last year, the top bows were a little narrow. Over the winter, they seem to have really kind of settled in and stretched out, and that makes me very happy because they fit quite well. One of the other things I did this week, in the photographs, you can see the vehicle had these two metal objects hanging down, which I assumed were to keep the tailgate from swinging under, but it really doesn't work the way I thought it would. So I'm guessing they were just some kind of bumper. I think I made them too close together. I might have to revisit it, but I keep looking at the picture, and this is what they in the picture. This is what they look like. At least from the two or three angles that I have, where the tailgate is up, and you can see them. And to me, they look like they would, if you were going cross country, that they would dig into the ground. But in the pictures, if you really look at it, then there's one picture we have a clean side shot. They drop down to about the same height as the hub. So I measured that, and that's about 12 inches down. So I made them 12 inches. And honestly, they just look goofy to me, but I'll leave them on there for now. I might change them. I might move them a little bit farther out, which means I'll have to make another framework underneath the bed to mount them to. But I don't know. I'm still toying around with that. But they're in the image of the vehicle that we're trying to copy, and that's the best I could figure is what they actually looked like based on the couple of pictures that we have. And it's just something about it doesn't look right. So we'll think about it. We walk around, you can kind of see here's the other side of the floor. So you got a nice, a decent floor. The floorboards fit well. The pedals work the way they're supposed to. The brake works the way it's supposed to. Now I just need to make the seat base. So yeah, once again, if you guys want to help out, help us get this thing across the finish line, especially now that we have the timetable where we really want to get it done by the second week in June. Visit the museum's website, mimths.org. There's links on there how you can donate to the museum, or you can go directly into PayPal and send some money our way. mimths@mimths.org is the PayPal link, or the PayPal address that we use. It'd be cool. I mean, it'd be nice to be able to buy the stuff, at least finish the headlights, so that we have the headlights in there and then the back fenders. But I do have those. I actually have the steel for those. I found some steel in my steel shed, and I've got them all laid out on the steel. I just need to break out the plasma cutter, get them cut, do some metal work on them, get those mounted. So that'll probably be, I'm hoping to do that this week. I want to get the rear fenders done this week, and I want to try and get the seat base done this week, which means I have to go buy some more poplar. Thankfully, the poplar seems to be mostly domestic, so it's not being affected by the crazy tariff situation, which makes me happy. So right now the price of poplar seems to be holding fairly steady, and but I'm going to run out. I got to buy like 2 or 3 more pieces to make this seat base with, and get that done. And then once the rear fenders and the seat base is done, then I'll focus my attention on the piece that goes there. So if anybody has any brilliant ideas how I should do that, chime in the comments. So I guess that's about all I got for tonight. I rattled on longer than I wanted to. So everybody, you have a good night and stay safe and happy, and we'll see you for the next video.